Stock Talk. This is your host, Scott. Hope you had a good week trading last week, the end of the week. We did not. We had a down day, pretty hard down day for NVAX on Friday to end the year, which kind of left us in a spot that we really didn't want to be in to close the year out. But just kind of give you an idea, we did have an up year, but not near as far up as we wanted to be. That was primarily because of NVAX pulling us down at the end of the year as far as the levels of everything goes. Now, as far as our pocketing money, and by pocketing money, what I mean by that is the trade. If it's a buy and a sell, that's what I call pocketing money. We did have a good year at that. Set a record as far as that goes on what we did pocket there. Set a record on the amount of money that we churned through for the year, as far as our number of trades and the amounts. So that was all good, and it's a good thing we did because we did have quite that pullback at the end of the year on NVAX, but we still managed to close out in the green for the year. And also overall, as far as the percentage, we did not beat the markets. The markets did beat us this year. We did beat them last year, but this year they did get us because of that pullback as far as the levels go. But we did close at a level above my retirement level, which is 6%. That's my goal every year, to end the year at a 6% gain or higher. And so we did do that. So that's a good thing. So we can stay retired for another year, and that is my goal every year, to stay retired. So that's kind of where we're at. But I kind of give you an idea on some of the stocks that were our top stocks for the year. One IRA, we had MSTR came in first. NVAX was our second to best winner. Tilray was actually our third to best. Even though we are holding a big loser on Tilray right now, that was actually a good stock for us last year. And just to kind of give you an idea, sometimes you got to hold a stock 2 or 3 years to make money on it, and that's one of those that we had for a couple of years. Tesla was fourth place, and HUT was fifth place. So the other IRAs, well, actually, this is a cash account. The cash account, NVAX came in first. U.S. Steel was in second. Tilray third. MSTR was fourth. And ACB was number 5. And the other IRA, we ended up with Tesla number 1, MSTR number 2, NVAX number 3, HUT number 4, and U.S. Steel number 5. So those were our winners for the year. Those are our top ones, and those, I'd say they probably were 60% of the overall gains in each one at least, if not more, especially the cash account. So your whole goal is to pick 4 or 5 good stocks during the year, make money on those other ones as well, but you don't have to make a killing on them. But you want to have 4 or 5 good stocks every year that you can really pull in. Now, what we do, in a lot of cases, we don't sell things that are in the red, so that helps you as well. But I will say this, with NVAX, the way it pulled back towards the end of the year, what I actually did on Friday was I sold a good bit of shares on Friday at a loss, so I could have that loss for that year. Even though it was an IRA, I wanted to go ahead and get that because I knew my pocketing levels were so high. So I went ahead and took the losses in the IRAs, and it's no tax benefit there whatsoever. It's just just getting a cost average to a point that I wanted to swap out those high price shares for the $143 shares. Okay, so that's what we pretty much did, and we bought back not the same number of shares, almost the same number of shares. So we didn't lose too much on our share count. But we did swap out some high price shares for some lower price shares to keep that cost average down to a decent level. And we're well under the 200 mark on NVAX as far as our cost average. I'm not sure what it is right off the top of my head, but I think we're about 170 something, maybe 180. But so we've got that down where we want it. We can coast the rest of the year with that, I think. We'll talk about NVAX as we get in here and look at the portfolio. So let's go ahead and do that. Jump over to that portfolio and take a look at what's going on there. You can see today we had a few green ones. The markets were green across the board, as you see here. NASDAQ up over 1%, Dow up a little bit over 0.5%, and same with the S&P. So the markets were strong. We did not have a strong day, but we did close in the green today, and so that was good. Novavax, if you'll take a look at Novavax here, but you can see Bitcoin went down, so we won't even talk about that right now. But Novavax actually closed just barely down today, but it took a beating Friday. And you can see BTNX here and Moderna, they got beat pretty bad. We don't own any of this. We just have this on our board here to kind of see how they compare. And today I like what Novavax was able to do. Let's go ahead and pull that chart up and take a look at it too. Novavax held up pretty strong today. Actually, I thought it was going to close in the green, but they did manage to pull it down right at the end of the day. Let's go ahead and pull this chart up and take a look at that real quick and see if we still got our comparisons in there. Yeah, we do. So Novavax is in the green here, as you can see here. Let's do the one-day chart. And you can see that Novavax outperformed them all today, just barely down. These were down pretty good. Moderna, BTNX, and Pfizer, they were all down compared to Novavax. So Novavax was the winner today. We need to see more days like that. You can see we did get a little even with Pfizer here, and then we pulled back up. So we were green in these areas here, and we were doing pretty good there for most towards the end of the day, and then they just pulled it down at the end of the day. But let's take a look at the 5-day comparison here, and you can see we are down here at the bottom of all of them, and a lot of that had to do with what happened Friday to us. We got absolutely clobbered Friday, and they were doing, halfway decent, but they got the beatings today. So you can see here we were pretty even on the 29th with all of these, and they went up from there, and we went down tremendously, and then we caught back up with one of them today. So, but we need to keep moving up. We've had a lot of red days over the last couple, I'd say 10, 11 days. We've had a good beating here. So let's take a look at that 1 month chart on this level here. You can see we've had a rough month, half a month here, up in the 200 range here, and then we're all the way down to the 143 range. So been a tough month, half a month, and that's what cost us at the end of the year as far as the portfolio, because we are very heavily in that stock, and so that's what caused our pullback as far as our levels go into the year. But that's okay. That happens to you sometimes. What happened Friday was some news came out about the FDA approvals or whatever, applications. And the wording there was a little confusing, I think. But what they actually did is they ended up turning in some required data for the FDA filings. And so I think the market took that as them not following through on a promise to actually apply for the approval. And I'm not sure, just based off of some of the things I've read, whether that's true or not. It almost sounds like, they did the last thing they could do. And so that's all we can hope for, is that they get their paperwork turned in, and then it's up to the FDA from there to approve. And I think they did it based off of one of the manufacturing areas over in India, the SI manufacturing versus some of the things in the States. So if I read everything correctly, but I'm going to keep reading on that. But we'll see how it goes from there and just see if things move forward. But we've had a rough go at it. We just have to wait and see if things get better. Okay? So we'll watch that one. So here's Novavax. And the 1 month chart looks rough. We're going to have to wait and just see how this one goes from here. I think we should see into the, we got earnings. You can see here the earnings is planned around February 28th, March 4th. And that's where we're going to find out what kind of revenues they've got coming in there, how many of these doses they've been able to get out, and we got to see that revenue start to grow, and I think that's going to take care of the share price. And in the meantime, uh, I would expect we're going to get some things about approvals, things like that. Hopefully, the games are over with, as far as beating the stock up like it has been. I hope that's over with, uh, and any of this good news actually makes the thing go up. So that's the hope. So we'll see. All right, so CLSD, where we're up today, 4%, and we like to see that. We're still holding that one, waiting for a big pop on that one, and hasn't happened yet. But let's take a look at that 5-day chart and see what we got there. We do have a little upward trend, so that's good. Volume's low, but we'll take that little pop there. More of those, the sooner we can get out. HUT didn't take too bad of a beating today, considering what happened to Bitcoin at the end of the day. It held up pretty steady. But you can see here it probably was on its way up a little bit, and then Bitcoin took a big beating towards the end of the day, so that's probably why it pulled down here. But that one has been beat up pretty good too. Let's take a look at the 5-day. Pretty flat last 4 days or so, but the 1 month you can see here we've had a downward slope. That goes along with our Bitcoin, so till Bitcoin gets on a tear, that one's going to be in the dirt as well. NVTA, we're just holding that one. That is another one we're holding. Supposed to be a pretty good stock based off of some of the guys I watch and some of the feedback I've seen on that one. So we'll see. Let's take a look. I want to show you the 6-month chart. You can see it was way up here in the 30s. Even the 1-year chart, you can see it was up here in the 50s. And it's pulled way down. And we're down on it pretty good right now. We didn't buy anywhere way up here. I think we bought it here in the 20s somewhere, but it's down pretty good from where we bought it. But we'll just hang on to it. It might be one of those you have to hold for a year or two. Tilray's green today. It's first green day I think we've had in a little while. Yeah, so you can see it's just up, down, up, down. Probably a pretty good little trade here from these little spots here, but you'd have to time that. But we're just holding that one. We're definitely way in high on that one. I bought it, chased it, and I got in way up here near the top. So you can see we're in bad shape. I haven't really. I did buy some of this in the other IRA, a lot cheaper than this, than the 67. But it's also down. But I will probably cost average this at some point if I get some confidence in it, and I start seeing it move. Then I might cost average it to try to get it down to a level that we can make some money on and get out of it pretty quick. Nikola's green today. They've actually delivered an automobile not too long ago, so one of their delivery trucks or some sort, I think. But it's had a little flat few days here. But that's one where we got a lot of shares of, so we're hoping this one has a good year, because it definitely had a bad year last year after the pullback. Now we brought it all the way down, so we're not terrible on that one, but we still got a ways to go on this one. So any of them that I'm holding, they're going to be red, because we usually sell the winners and take the money, which we did a lot of that last year, and this left us in pretty good shape at the end of the year. Not as good as I wanted with the with the NVAX, but I'm not complaining for sure, because I did make my level that I wanted to make as far as staying retired. So that's the goal, and that to me is just one of the things. Again, I pay a lot of attention to the actual trades I make, as far as what I pocket on a trade, and I don't pay as much attention to the portfolio levels, because that's always going up and down, depending on what your stocks are doing, what stocks you have, and that kind of thing. But you're not making any money, you're not losing any money till you sell a stock, and so you can afford to watch them go down for a little bit, and your portfolios go down. But as long as they come back at some point, and I believe that's going to happen with NVAX. So it's just a matter of holding out for that. Could be wrong. You never know. And then there's tough decisions you got to make sometimes. But I really think that NVAX is on its way. nothing but good news has happened in the last month, and for it to fall like it did, it was just, to me, it's end of year stuff. People playing games at the end of the year, trying to paint their tapes and do things like that. But we'll see how it ends up. See if I'm right or if I'm wrong. But I've got my money where my mouth is. So we'll see. Hopefully I'm right. Now I've had Novavax for since about 2015. We've made good money over the years on that, and we did well on it last year as well as far as what we actually pocketed on it. And so it's been a good stock. It's been a good stock, and I've got a lot of confidence in what they're doing. I wish they would hurry up and get it done, but this virus thing's not over with. I'm not sure it's going to be over with anytime soon. You know, you watch the news, you'll see stuff like that about it ending, but the case numbers continue to go up, and you got to look outside of the U.S., not just in the U.S. when you're looking at Novavax, because Novavax is preparing themselves to be a global distributor as well as in the U.S. But the U.S. has kind of been on the back burner, really. They're kind of going after these other countries first, which I think is a good game plan because you got a population of 300 something million here, and they're probably half already vaccinated, and so it's best to go outside. Places like India's got a huge population, and some of those other places like Europe and UK and Australia and all those. So I think they've got the right game plan. So we're going to see if they can deliver, and I believe they can. So if you're holding it, good luck to you. I'm going to be hanging on to mine until I see a reason to get rid of it, and it's going to be painful if I have to, but we'll do what we need to do if we have to come to that. But it's going to be a tough decision to ever sell what I've got right now because I really believe that they're coming back. So that's about it for today. We'll try to get back on here at the end of the week, make another video. I hope you have a successful week of trading. Start the new year out right. We started pretty good today, so I always like to start with the leg up, and it doesn't hurt when the markets are green like they were today. So even though our Novavax was down, we still ended up green in the portfolio. So that's a good start to the year. So good luck to you, and we'll check back with you. Hey, if you haven't subscribed, don't forget to click this button right here and subscribe to the channel. Click the like button if you like the videos. Also, got any comments, leave your comments. Love to hear them, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.